What's up, guys? It's Matt's Boosted. I am here in the BMW M5, and if you're watching this video, you've probably considered buying a BMW M5. I'm going to tell you everything I've learned after 1 year of ownership with my F10 BMW M5 right here, right now. All right, guys, if you're going to buy one of these cars, man, they are phenomenal cars, but I would recommend at least having 5 to 10K set aside just in case for maintenance. There's a few things you need to worry about, and here they are. I think the biggest issue that I've seen with these cars, not for mine personally, thank goodness to the car gods, but with the F10 M5, they have a lot of rod bearing issues. That's something you need to take into consideration. There's a few things you can do. You can get an oil analysis to see if there are any metal particles in the oil, or ask the previous owner, look at the maintenance history, see if they've been done. But that's something you definitely need to think about. That is doing the rod bearings. That's going to be a couple $1,000 at least. Along with the rod bearings, you're probably going to have to do just a general tune-up. Plugs, wires, all that good stuff. A couple other little maintenance items while you're in there. Some people recommend replacing the turbo coolant lines. Those go bad a lot in those cars. And then changing out the DCT fluid as well. So that's some big things to get started with if you buy one of these. I've had my F10 M5 for almost a year now, and it's been a really, really good car. Fortunately, the previous owner, they did the rod bearings and a lot of maintenance items that had a ton of maintenance history. That's the only reason I bought it, and it's been a really, really good car. The only downfall is the gas mileage. It is terrible on gas mileage, but that should be known. It's a V8. What did I expect? I'm not complaining. I'm just being honest with you. So you've got the maintenance, you've got the gas mileage. Those are the two biggest downfalls. Now let's talk about some of the good stuff. Now, there's some really, really good parts about these cars too. It's not all bad, it's not all money. And you know what? If you do spend the money, you can definitely get your money's worth out of this car, man. You put a downpipe, you put a tune, throw some exhaust on this car, it's gonna be making 675 wheel right off the bat. So, I mean, you can get downpipes for 600, you get a tune for $1,000. I mean, there you go. You know, you might want to do a transmission tune with that. Like I said, throw some exhaust on it. And I mean, really, I'd say sky's the limit. It's not, but you can get 800 wheel out of one of these cars. You put some pure stage 2 turbos on them, these babies can make some real power. Now, when it comes to upgrades on this car, they are not cheap. When you're looking at maintenance labor hours, if you're not doing the work yourself, it's going to get expensive, and the parts are not cheap either. One of the biggest downfalls with modding this car is that it gets expensive quick. If you want to do a forged engine on this thing and you want to make it hold some real boost, you're going to be spending upwards of 20K potentially. So a lot of money to make these cars fast, but they can do it. You can upgrade the turbos, you can forge the engine. There's several guys that do it. I'm sure there's someone near you that builds these bad boys, but they can make some good power. The downfall with the F10 compared to the F90 is obviously it's not all-wheel drive. And both of these cars, F10, F90, all M5s, they're pretty heavy. You know, especially this car. I mean, it's probably 4,200 pounds. It's not a light boy. It's a heavy boy, so it's going to take a lot of power to get this thing to move like a lighter platform, like a Mustang or a Corvette. Now, this thing, it holds its own and it's really strong, but when you're talking about upper 800 horsepower limits, it's going to get difficult. Otherwise, a fantastic car. One thing I do love about this car is just how comfortable it is, man. It's such a nice ride. It handles so well. It makes good power. It's just a great car overall. If you're thinking about getting some as a daily or just something to cruise with, this is a great car to go with. So here's the bottom line. If you're thinking about getting an F10 M5, I would highly recommend it. Just make sure you got the maintenance history on the car. Make sure it's been taken care of, and make sure you got a couple bucks set aside just in case you have to do the rod bearings, do a tune-up, a couple other little tidbits. I mean, it's a great car. It's a really comfortable ride, man. There's nothing better than riding in luxury while still making 600 horsepower, even though I guess it'd be better riding in luxury and making 1,200 horsepower, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Either way, man, appreciate you guys watching. I want to give you a quick rundown on the F10 M5, just some quick things you need to know. Make sure you like, subscribe. I got more F10 M5 content coming. I got twin turbo Corvette C6 content coming. We'll see you guys in the next one.